15, Police Department Workstation Modifications Project, Lieutenant Runyon.
Good evening, Mayor, Council members. So in the fiscal year of 1920, a capital improvement project was approved and budgeted for a remodel of the dispatch center and for one of the investigations unit offices. The budgeted amount for the project was $140,000. The dispatch center is approximately 27 years old and has the original workstations. The laminate on many of the cabinets and desktops is worn and peeling in places. Right Line LLC out of Chicago has contractor pricing through the state, and they specialize in building and designing dispatch centers. Going through a contractor with state pricing saves the city staff time on getting different bids and gives us a competitive price. The remodel will include new lighting, flooring, and workstations, bringing the 24-hour dispatch center to current standards. The total for the remodel through Right Line LLC out of Chicago is $96,962.17. The remodel and the investigations unit will provide workstations and storage for additional privacy and security when working on sensitive investigations. The workstations are being configured within an existing office that is currently not in use. With the additional money, the police department would like the wallpaper removed and walls textured in a common area of the building. This is an original part of the building since 1993 and has excessive wear and stains from over the years. The recommendation is to adopt a resolution awarding a remodel of the dispatch center to Right Line LLC of Chicago in the amount of $96,962.17.
Any public comment? There she comes.
I'm sorry. Years ago, when this issue came up, Yuba City and Sutter County did not go together for emergency dispatching and so forth, and possibly having a unit together. We're still apart, is what I understand. Is that correct? Why don't we coordinate? When we're looking at the thing that was presented earlier, we're going to coordinate with everybody. But when it comes to police and fire, I really would like it all coordinated, the county and the cities. Thank you.
Thank you, Elaine. That's a big topic. Well beyond remodeling the workstations. Did you say you have something to add in?
On that too, from history, if Ms. Miles would like.
Would you like some comment from a vice mayor / former fire chief? There you go.
I would yield to the police chief first for the current situation, and if there's any value in me sharing the history of how we have attempted to lead that effort from Yuba City, I'd be happy to provide that.
So first of all, these are totally different things. We're talking about workstation modifications. We're not talking about all the stuff that goes into making a regional consolidated dispatch center, because then you're talking millions and millions of dollars. So different ballparks, we've tried to address that several times in the past, but it's not cost effective. And I know the vice mayor has a lot of history because we both went through this at several times trying to reach some type of a conclusion. But just to ease your mind, we work very well with the other centers. We do, if Yuba City's dispatch goes out for any reason, we have the ability to switch over to Sutter County Fire and Police. It's the same with Sutter County. If for some reason there's a problem with their dispatch center, they can transfer over to us and we'll take all their calls just as well. So we work very well together, but we just work out of separate buildings. And a lot of times that comes down to county and city have different functions. A sheriff's number one priority is to staff the jail, and a police department's number one priority is to do 911 calls. Not that they don't do 911 calls just as well, but we have different priorities, so it just, and I'll yield it back to the vice mayor.
I think, and Chief Landon accurately represented, the city, at least since I was involved with the city, has attempted to get together with the other regional areas, police, fire, et cetera, for a joint emergency operations center, which would include the dispatch. My opinion about why that hasn't happened over time is simply about dollars having to be spent on the front side to achieve the efficiencies and the time that it would take for the return on that investment. Unless things have changed, Yuba County, Marysville, Yuba City and Sutter County are all operating on different software systems. Okay, so you would have to try to come together to select a software system for the emergency dispatch, records management, et cetera. Huge expense. You would have to cite a location, big expense. And you would also have to deal with issues such as staffing and other things, as the chief mentioned, different missions that the county sheriff and the city police departments. Certainly not something that shouldn't be done. As a person here, I would tell you that I would be very, very supportive of it, but there's a lot of ground to cover before we can make that happen, unfortunately. But it makes all the sense in the world. So your concern is extremely valid. There's just a lot of political stuff and financial stuff that would be hurdles that would have to be overcome.
Through the mayor, I just want to say that I also would agree with the vice mayor. I think that I would be very supportive of us to do something to that effect. And if there's opportunity for us to move in that direction, I would be open to further discussions and for our city to be involved in that concept that was discussed.
And just to make it really clear about the costs, we do have different radio. Our entire system is different than the sheriff's. Yuba and Sutter are kind of similar, and I think they are going towards the same direction because they've just purchased new software. For us to make that initial investment, just to have the same as them, talking just radio CAD systems, the computer-aided dispatch and stuff like that, it's well over $2 million just to get a different system than we currently have, which works well for us.
Thank you. So we'll go back to the item, Police Department Workstation Modification Project.
Through the mayor,
Yes.
I move for the police department workstation modification project recommendation, adopt the resolution awarding the remodel of the police department dispatch center to Right Line LLC of Chicago, Illinois, in the amount of $96,962.17 by piggybacking on the state contract pricing with the finding that it's the best interest of the city.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Thank you, Lieutenant.